Today we're talking about 10 things you may not know about Wisconsin. Let's go. Hey, how's everyone doing? If you're new, my name is Jared and this is Wisco Style. Here we talk about drinking beer, cheese, and the Packers. Everything Wisconsin is known for. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Today we're going to talk about 10 things you may not know about Wisconsin. And make sure you stick around at the end for a little bonus fact. Here we go. Now everyone knows Wisconsin is known as America's Dairyland. It even says that on our license plates. But did you know that Wisconsin consumes nearly 21 million gallons of ice cream every year? That's enough ice cream to fill 39 Olympic-sized swimming pools. That's a lot of ice cream. Did you know that the largest aviation event in the world is actually held at the EAA Fairgrounds in Oshkosh, Wisconsin? In 2018, it was estimated that there were over 600,000 people to attend from over 87 different countries. That means there are more people in attendance there than there are people living in Milwaukee, which is currently Wisconsin's largest city. That's nuts. If you don't know where Wisconsin is located, this is a map of the United States. Wisconsin is right here. And because Wisconsin is centrally located, nearly 1/3 of the United States' entire population is within 500 miles of its border, just in case you wanted to, stop by, see some cows, or be surprisingly overwhelmed by the amounts of beer and cheese. So, Wisconsin has 72 different counties. One of those counties being Door County. Door County is a huge tourist attraction for Wisconsin. This is due to its amazing scenery all year round. But did you know that Door County has more shoreline than any other county in the entire United States, with over 250 miles of shoreline? So if you're ever looking for waterfront property, Door County is the place to go, as long as you don't mind that shoreline being ice for half of the year. So if you didn't know, Wisconsin has a huge hunting community, especially during deer season. In fact, if you counted all of the hunters that participate on opening day of deer season, they would be the 6th largest army in the world. That means they would be larger than the armies of Pakistan, South Korea, Iran, Vietnam, and Egypt. That's a lot of guns. So Wisconsin is obviously known for its large amounts of cheese production. But I bet you didn't know that Marathon County in Wisconsin produces nearly all of the ginseng for the entire United States. It also accounts for nearly 10% of the entire world's supply of ginseng. As long as we're on the topic of food, did you know that Wisconsin is also a really high producer of cranberries? So much so that Wisconsin accounts for nearly 60% of the nation's supply. So if you like cranberries or craisins, they probably come from Wisconsin. It's also pretty obvious that Wisconsin is known for its drinking. But did you know that in Wisconsin you're more likely to come across a bar than a grocery store? In fact, in Wisconsin, there are 2.7 times as many bars as there are grocery stores. But in some towns, that ratio can be much higher. For example, I live in Platteville, where there's about 10,000 people. We have 2 grocery stores, Piggly Wiggly and Walmart. So if we stuck to the ratio of 2.7, we should have only about 6 bars within the Platteville city limits. However, that would be wrong. According to the Yellow Pages, there are 30 bars within the city limits of Platteville, which makes the ratio 15-1, which is 5 times more than the average in Wisconsin. It also means that there's 1 bar in town for every 330 people. And those 330 people include people under 21 that aren't even allowed inside. That's absolutely insane. But for some reason to me, seems completely normal. If you follow football at all, you will know that Wisconsin is home to the Green Bay Packers. But did you know that the Packers are the only team in the NFL that isn't owned by a single person? In fact, the Green Bay Packers are a publicly traded company with over 360,000 individuals owning stock. Sadly, I am not one of them. But I can assure you, if they ever go on sale again, you can be sure that I'll be getting my hands on them. Wisconsin is neighbors to Minnesota, which has the motto, the land of 10,000 lakes. And naturally, that would lead you to assume that Minnesota would be the state that has the most lakes. Makes sense to me. Well, you'd be wrong. Minnesota publishes a lake count of 11,842 lakes, whereas the Wisconsin DNR publishes a modest 16,692 lakes. The one thing Minnesota had going for it, and we take that away from them too. What do you know? Okay, now time for that bonus fact. Didn't think I'd leave something out about cheese, did you? Of course not. Wisconsin is obviously the largest producer of cheese in the country. But exactly how much do we make? In 2017, Wisconsin produced a record-breaking 3.37 billion
billions and billions and billions and billions
pounds of cheese. That may sound like a lot of cheese, but oddly enough, that only accounts for about a quarter of the cheese supply in the nation. Thanks for watching 10 facts you may or may not have known about Wisconsin. I hope you learned something. Did you know all of these facts already, or was this all completely new information for you? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.
Join forces.